Hey all, Marty here. I sure thought I'd have the voice to be with you today, but we're gonna do one more Flashback Thursday, I guess. And it's a good one. 2 years ago to the week, we visited with Phillip and Lavoil out in Illinois on many of the subjects we've recently discussed. Hey all, warehouse and operations as a career is in Bolingbrook, Illinois today. I'm Marty, and I've looked up Phillip and Lavoil. You'll remember Phillip from several previous episodes. He shared his thoughts on a wealth of subjects with us before, and Lavoil's visited with us twice, I think. I think the last time was episode 58, where he talked a little bit about operating the slip sheet machine. Phillip, thanks for taking a few minutes with us here at WAOC, sir.
My pleasure.
Last night we were talking, and you brought up customer service a couple of times during our conversation. I've talked a little on customer service here at WAOC before, but I don't know that we've really delved into it as we should yet. You know, I believe every position has customers, really. If I'm an outbound forklift driver, my customer could be considered the order selector. Or if I'm in sanitation, I think I would be considering the whole crew as my customer. You know, I think anyone in really any position can have a customer. I mean, there's someone where one of our responsibilities is to make their job easier or help them be more efficient. Really, by performing our job to the best of our ability, we can help someone else do theirs a little better. What do you think of that, Phillip?
Absolutely agree. I work for a company with a pretty diverse position, and I deal with customer service all the time, whether it's dealing with a third-party person that's a supervisor, dealing with employees that I have to supervise or manage, or dealing with simple phone calls or interviews or anything like that. You have to have good customer skills when you're dealing with business, in my opinion.
You know, that's so true, and I'm glad that you brought up third party, the business that you're in. I want to talk about that in a little bit also, and definitely the customers. Lavoil, welcome back to WAOC, and thanks for taking a few minutes and setting in with us today, bub.
Oh, I appreciate it anytime.
So, Lavoil, you work at Phillip brought up third party, so let's talk a little bit about third party. So, you work at a facility as a third party, or being a third party. And you're in the unloading segment of the industry. You know, you have your customer or account, and even over-the-road drivers as your customers. How are those relationships different from one another in regards to customer service for you?
Oh, it's really diverse. I'm dealing with all type of people, nationality, races. Really, just being nice and how you break stuff down to people and tell them how what's going on. And what are they being charged for, and just different types of stuff like that, and how you break stuff down. And that's what I call real good customer service. That's with the customer, or either the third party, or the drivers, or the clerks, or receiving clerks, and everybody, and employees.
Very good. Phillip, what's your thoughts on kind of the same question? I know you deal a lot with third party.
Yeah. Third party is important. You got to kind of let them know that you appreciate that they're letting you visit in their house. When I say their house, I'm saying in their establishment, they kind of open their arms up to you and make you part of what they're doing. So you want to have good appreciation, customer service skills when it comes to that. And then you also have to kind of, respect that they have customers too, that they have to answer for. All those things dealing with customer service all wraps around to how you present yourself, representing the company and relationships that you build with the customer.
All very good points. What do you think about the orientation? Is the orientation process a component of your customer service towards your employees, you think?
Absolutely. Your first impression on a candidate that's coming to work for you, it starts in orientation. So, the way you present yourself and how you represent your company is also like a person that might answer a phone and give customer service. You want to make sure that you make a person comfortable to come work for you. So yeah, I agree with you. Starting out in orientation can be a way of showing good customer skills.
And Lavoil, you do quite a bit of hiring yourself also, hiring new associates in your business. What do you think of the orientation? Is that kind of like our first customer service deed, if you will, that we do to our for our employees?
Yes, sir. The first orientation speaks a lot about a person and an individual. You can see where they at, see where they head at, see what they know what equipment they know how to operate, see if they really willing to work, and just overall see how their demeanor is.
Very good. I know each of you have offices in the Bolingbrook area here of Illinois, but you both have a corporate office in Texas. You deal with not only payroll, but HR, AP, AR, and even benefits. They can be our customers too, right? Y'all have some responsibilities, to them as well, correct?
Absolutely. When you call into the corporate office, you got to know what you're talking about in order for anybody in each of those departments to be able to help you. So you want to give them as much accurate information as you can about an employee or about something that you might need. And I believe attitude has a lot to do with it. I mean, you want to come off positive when you're dealing with anybody when it comes to customer service.
I was looking online and I found this at study.com, an academy section, and it was the characteristics of good customer service. Let me just kind of read one little short paragraph. Customer service is the act of taking care of the customer's needs by providing and delivering professional, helpful, and high-quality service and assistance before, during, and after that customer relationship. Four of the things that they mentioned, and really in my world, I can relate to all four of them. The first one being promptness, which kind of promises the delivery of our goods being on time, no delays or cancellations. And if there are cancellations, that we communicate to our customer. I think politeness is another real big one. Politeness is almost a lost art these days. I know when I call a customer service desk, I'm not always given politeness, I don't think. Professionalism, that's another real big one. All customers should be treated professionally, whether they're our peers or subordinates or, even our bosses and stuff. Personalization is another one. We got to be ourselves, and we should be ourselves all the time. That loyalty, people expect to see the real us or us being the real us. What do you think about that, Lavoil?
Absolutely. That is the truth. You have to be very aware of your surroundings and, know who you're talking to, know how a person's body language is when you're talking to them, and that's good customer service. You can get all of that out of the smile or either the frown of a person's appearance.
Philip, what do you think about those 4 points?
I agree. Like you mentioned earlier, I've been on both sides of the customer service part. Been on the bad side, the good side. And what I try to do is treat people like I would like to be treated. Sometimes you might have a bad day. You don't want that to reflect when it comes to dealing with customers. So, I've been on the bad side of people with bad customer service. And I know that I would never use that service again or, deal with that type of deal with that company again because of how I was treated. So I use those same skills, those same experiences to give off good customer service to people that would want to be treated the way that I would like to be treated.
You bring up some very good points there. We all have people working under us, and some of those people are actually, in positions of responsibility. How do you teach customer service to those men and women, Philip?
I think by an example, by being a good example of good customer service. A lot of our employees are people that work for us. They feed off of our attitudes and, the way we treat them and you pretty much get that in return. You might have some guys that could be a little bit more difficult, but if you stay positive and treat them fairly well, they have no other choice but to give that to you in return. So that's what I tend to practice. You have to listen to people. I think that's part of good customer service too. If you listen, hear people out, don't cut them off. Everybody has different issues and opinions. You can't always think that your opinions or your thoughts are the correct way. You got to listen and be heard and listen at the same time.
Very good. Lavoil, you have several employees that's under you. These are direct workers. How do you teach the skills needed, at their individual positions? And I think that is a segment of customer service, giving them the tools and the training to do their job well. How do you feel towards training your people? Is that customer service?
Yes, it is. Because you got to keep good customer service to the customer, do whatever they needed to be done to get the job done. If they ask you something out of your box that you're supposed to be doing, don't just take it like a grain of salt. Get it done. Get it over with. That's good customer service. Anything that the customer need, you give it to them.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, good training. You want to start out with good training. Displaying good customer service to the customer. I'm speaking in third-party terms, and you training your employee to do the same thing. I mean, that's a reflection of not only you but the company that you're representing, and that's another part of being displaying good customer service.
That's a very good point, Phillip. And you brought up the word training. How do you train somebody, or can you train somebody regarding like a personality or an attitude? I understand you're saying, I kind of lead by example. But if a person's just not real personable, then how do you handle that?
Well, yeah, when it comes to that, you might have 50 employees under you, and all 50 of them have different attitudes, different ways of thinking. If you see something that you know that can become a problem or issue, in my opinion, or what I do is go ahead and try to take care of that right away. And from my experience, the best way to take care of that is not in front of a bunch of people. You get the guy, you pull him to the side, and you kind of explain to him, what's expected and, how he can do things to make himself, not only himself comfortable, but the customer that we're dealing with comfortable. Maybe answer some questions for him. There's different techniques that I've learned over the years of dealing with not only difficult employees, but employees that are overly nice and can be ran over too.
Yeah, I understand that. Here at WAOC, we're really all about trying to teach how we can succeed, how we can advance, and how we can be successful in this industry. Are there any pointers that you can give along the lines of the training, the personality, the attitude, the customer service, mantra, if you will, what that really means and how that can help advance us?
Well, I want to say keep an open mind, especially if you're a new employee and you're coming in and something that you're not used to. Give it some time to catch on or, to grow on you. You want to try not to become frustrated. And, you'll know after a while if this industry is for you or not. But I can attest, if you keep a positive attitude and an open mind to learning and getting the proper training that you need, then you can be really successful in this industry.
Yeah, I really liked all of that. It's kind of a culture, and it's a culture of the industry. As new associates, if we go into it open-minded, we're here to learn. So
absolutely.
If we learn from everybody that we can, and we're given that training really well, I believe that you can take the greenest new boot and you can turn him into an operator, an order selector, or loader or unloader. How do you feel about that?
The key word is learning. I've been doing this for some years now, but I learn from everybody. It's just not it just doesn't have to be a person above you or authority. I learn from my employees. I learn from my superiors. I learn from the customer. There's a number of ways that you can learn different things. And I take everything into perspective and, try to take everything that I learn and apply it to what I do. And that's how I become successful.
Perfectly put. How do you feel about that, Lavoil?
Oh yeah, learning new things can be real fun, and teaching people new things, and it could be a nice little task for them, but they'll get over the difficulties of it and learn how to operate equipment, how to get training, how to do wear the proper PPE, what to do and what not to do in a warehouse, and how to be safe.
Outstanding. There's that safe word. Phillip, you had something you wanted to say? I just saw you perk up when you heard that word.
No, I was just wanted to chime in on something that he said. Like, when I started out on the floor, it was fun to me because I kind of made my job fun. You know what I mean? I kind of looked at it like a workout. I kind of looked at it like, how can I make things more simpler? I'll say, the key word is challenge. It was a challenge for me, especially when you're not really used to doing a whole lot of physical work. It's all in the mind for those that's listening and just getting into it and into the industry. It's all a mind thing. And the thing that I like to tell people the most is think about the money. If you think about the money or, things that you want to do in the future, the job becomes easier. It's really in your mind. If you come to work thinking about going home, when you get there, then that's the mind frame you're going to have all day.
It is about the money and success in life. That's why we get up every morning.
Yep. I try to be an example. I try to use my story as an example of encouragement to my employees. Not trying to brag or anything like that, but just trying to let them know, hey, I came from where you come from. I had some good days. I had some bad days. But you can be really successful in this industry. It all is all up to you. It's all up to each individual and how far they want to take it. If you want to be temporary, then you have to mind frame be temporary. Then that's probably what it's going to be. But you can go all the way to the top of this industry if you really want that. You can get it. It's there.
Perfectly put. Thank you very much, Phillip. Lavoil, you got any parting words of wisdom or anything that you'd like to add?
Training is important. Training, good customer service, teaching your people how to be safe, letting them know the different exits in the warehouse, the MSDSs, sheets, the eye wash stations, and just different stuff like that. That's all take a part in orientation.
Outstanding. Well, I really want to thank both of y'all for taking a couple of minutes. I know you've had a long day today. We really appreciate it here at WAOC, and I'm going to be reaching out to both of y'all again.
Whenever I'm available, 24/7 when it comes to empowering new incomers or those that's thirsty for knowledge.
Yes, anytime. Just let me know, and I'll be ready.
Well, I do thank you both very much, and I want to thank all of our listeners for joining us again this week. If you have an opportunity, please check out our Facebook and our Twitter feeds using the little @ WHSEANDOPS. And until next week, everyone be safe and conscious of your customer service needs.